Yeah, like what
Look,
John.
What do you want to see?
Look at us.
there's no one on there to see.
Okay.
And you-
Like, I don't. Everyone's cameras are off, so
What?
everyone's cameras are off, so there's no one to really.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for having us. We thought that we would do a little class on some social media. Something that we learned a while ago on how to do this to expedite time. We love to do everything. So we are just gonna walk through step by step on how you can mass create social media posts using ChatGPT and Canva. So the first step is to get logged into ChatGPT. There are free versions and paid versions. We do have a paid version, but you can do it in a free version. And you'll notice at the top up here, it'll tell you which version you have. The different numbers are just how evolved the ChatGPT technology is, basically how smart it's gotten. And so the one that we're using is 4. So what you're gonna first do is down here in the bottom, you are going to type in what you want. And you're just real direct with your ChatGPT. I have a really hard time saying that. Your ChatGPT.
AI.
So with that, it likes high D because it wants a very clear, direct instruction. So we decided today we were going to do like 30 quotes just to make this nice and simple as an example. But you can do whatever you want. You could do 30 seller tips. You could do 30 buyer tips. Do whatever subject that you wanted. Home staging tips. So they're all different ideas that you can do. Today we're going to do the 30 quotes, real estate quotes. So Whitney's just going to type that right into ChatGPT. It's going to start pulling them up for you. And you can just watch it work. Amazing. I love watching work. The other thing I'll tell you is if you don't like them, you can tell them to do it again. So you're like, I don't like those. I want different ones. You can tell them to do it again. You can tell them to be funny. Tell them to be professional. You can tell them what kind of tone you want. So you can be really specific with what you want, and he'll follow you. Or she, I don't know. Yeah. And so the neat thing about AI is it does take, I don't know how long we're on. It feels like we're like at 90 seconds, right? To even Google this and copy and paste would take longer. Just popping in it. We're at 23 now. Then our next step, we have a little pro tip too.
Yeah.
So while this is generating, I do like to do multiple things at one time. I would probably open up a new tab to get a Google Sheet open, get ready, because we're gonna paste this right into a Google Sheet.
Great. We're gonna actually post this one.
All right, let's go back to are we done? Perfect. So we have 30 quotes. I would recommend reading them, right? For this case, for time, we're not gonna actually read them. We're just gonna go ahead and get them created. But if this was you and you're actually doing it, I'd read the quotes. Make sure that you like what it has done. Like I said, you can ask it to do it again. If you don't like it. All right, now we're gonna copy those. So there's 2 ways to copy. If you click this little copy button down here, it's gonna copy all the things, including the numbers. We don't want that because that's more work later. So we're actually gonna come over here to the last quote. Oh yeah, regenerate. Go ahead.
So this will give you the new ones.
If I'm regenerating, I like to give it more direction to regenerate. Like if I want to tell it what I didn't like about the first set. So,
And you can say like, that's good, but shorter, or that's good, but less professional. or things like that, and then it'll keep it pretty similar, but shorten it up.
And you can put that in that little dialogue box there.
Yeah.
Where it says message.
Yep. It's just like talking, like giving direction to another person. So like if you had an assistant in the office and you were out in the field and you're like, I don't like that. Can you do it again with, funny?
Yeah.
Funny quote. So you just talk to it just like it's a real person. That's it, a robot.
Yeah.
Love it. Congratulations.
So we have our spreadsheet open and we have Canva open. And we have almost everything.
For the second time.
Then we're gonna copy. And you can go back, so if you ask them to regenerate and then you're like, oh, I do like the first one, you can just go back to that first. It keeps all of your history. Yep. There we go. Now, copy. Yep.
Okay, so we're going
Ah.
to copy.
Mac.
I know Whitney's not used to using the Mac on a daily basis. Perfect. Then we're gonna go into our Google Sheet and we're just gonna paste it right in there. Okay, that's all we're gonna do for right now. Get that started. Now we are going to go into Canva. So we're gonna log into Canva. So Canva, you can have a free account and a paid account. And so in order to do the bulk import that we're actually gonna show you how to do today, you do have to have a paid account. It is $120 for the year to have a paid Canva account. And then you also get access to the pro images and videos and stuff that are in there. Okay, so now that you're logged into your Canva account, all logged in, okay? Now we're gonna download that spreadsheet and we're gonna download it in a CSV file. Now it's already in our downloads bucket. So we can head over to our Canva. And now we're going to create our backgrounds for all of our quotes. So if you click in the middle here on social media, it'll give you all the templates for social media. So you don't actually have to know which ones are vertical, horizontal, square, all those different shapes. You just pick which one you want to do. If you do a square, it's the most versatile. So if you do an Instagram post square, you can use that on Facebook and it's going to look right. So typically we use that for almost all of our posts because then we don't have to recreate it for each different platform. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Now, by clicking on that, it's just going to give us a blank canvas here. That's the right shape and size. Then over on this side, it's going to pull up template to pull into there. And we are going to go and search quotes. And so this is going to give us a nice background for starting our quote. We're going to pick one. I think we decided we were going to pick this one right here. Yeah. Okay. So now that we have our quote, know that this space, potentially some of our quotes might be longer. So once we import it, we might have to adjust a little bit. But this has a nice space for us to be able to import our. I'm not paying attention. You're good. Okay. So now we're going to import all of our quotes. So as she's going through, she went to bulk and then she went to import and she grabbed the spreadsheet. don't you go, what are you doing next? For me to see it. You can see our quote over here.
So after your thousand uploaded, right click on the text you want to replace each photo, right? And then the. And then it's that connect data.
BC, say that too.
It says connect data, yes. We did it on both.
Let's go back a step.
So click on app. Did you do that?
So apps first.
Here, click on it. And then Vault Create.
Got it. You actually have to be on the text here. But you out here. Okay, you have to actually be on the text. And then you're gonna find. And then you're gonna find your spreadsheet. Should be right here. Okay. Then the next thing that you wanna make sure that you do is to see how this had a different, person that they were quoting here. This is where you could put your own branding information. And that way, when we actually create all of like our next few steps here, it's gonna then put it on all of. So, say we want to add. Okay, so in Canva, you can create a branding kit. And so that is over here on your brand. So you can take like your colors that will come up every single time. And then also your logos that are all saved in here. And we like to have them like in all the different formats. So no matter what your background is, it makes sense. So Whitney can pick one of those. And then you'll resize it to go underneath so it looks. You can do the same thing with yours. So you can have your information on there, maybe your website, your logo, the Keller Williams logo, all of those pieces. Okay, so now we have all of our branding, right? Our branding correct. And then Whitney, what's our next step?
All right, we've connected the data and then we want to go back to our.
Is that branding like at about step 15 or 16?
The branding was an added pro tip that you got live.
Yes, it wasn't on the sheet.
Right.
Like having a branding kit with all your colors and your
Yeah.
logo.
Is that before this step here?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be between 16 and 17. We've connected the
Branding,
data.
okay.
We're gonna make it look like how we want, so then when we hit continue, everything comes in that same format.
You're gonna see it on the next one. Okay, so she hit continue over on this side, and now it's gonna generate all of those quotes. So if you're in here and you're like, oh, I actually don't want those 4 or whatever you decide, you could unclick some of them if you wanted. But we're gonna go ahead and hit generate 29 design. So now what that did, it created all those designs with each one of our quotes. And this is where, again, like I said, you have to read the actual code. You have to go through each one and make sure that the spacing is correct. So at this point, you could be done. You could say, great, I've got my spacing right, everything's great. Or you might not want every background to be exactly the same, especially with a quote or a tip or something like that. So you can go through and just replace the backgrounds pretty easily. So we go over to elements. And then maybe type in like neighborhoods. Oh, neighborhood backgrounds, look. And so you can just pull in. And no, so you want to be clicked on. So she did exactly what you shouldn't do.
Yep.
So you want to be clicked on the background and then just, I like to drag them over. But yeah. So then it replaces the background, pretty simple. You can also do videos. So if you want to scroll down, there's videos in here too. Maybe all the videos might be,
Oh, and then again, you think that after 400.
so do it on the next one, Whitney, yeah. And then you can just drag it over. So you want to drag
Maybe
it.
that's what you really want to do, yeah. Just always drag it.
That's why I do. Okay, so see now you have motion then in the background. So now at this point, if you're all done with all of your editing, going through each piece, you can click on the share at the top. And you can share it directly. You can schedule them if you have your scheduler in through Canva. The only thing with scheduling through Canva is you can only do one at a time. So if you're doing Facebook, you have to do one for Facebook, one for Instagram, one for TikTok, like one for each one individually. Where if you have something like Hootsuite, you can pop it in there and it'll send the thing out to all of them. So you can click on share to social. I don't know if we have ours. Yeah. And then you can click on, go ahead and just click on, I don't know if these are in here. Click on Facebook page. Oh yeah, so we don't have ours connected. But if you did, it would connect so you could click, we'll just do it. Here, just go to click on account. You know how to do it. Facebook. Connect to account. Sure.
I think don't we need for our login information? It's not giving us.
Okay, well,
That's weird.
that might be
Is
it.
this for Pro only? Is that what this Pro is for?
Yeah. Okay, so, but you can, if you have it all connected, I just don't have my Facebook connected to Canva. You can post it right from here. If you don't want to do that, you can go on share. You can click on download. And then it's going to download them all 29 pages. So you're going to want to click on, so you could do it this way, or you could just do it one at a time. So click on all 29 pages, the little arrow. And you can just deselect and then select one at a time. Do it that way too. And then it drops in wherever your downloads are. Okay, any questions on that? How long did it take us?
Was it 15 minutes?
10 minutes.
Maybe 15.
So you might have a little bit more editing than when we did, right? You'd want to actually go through and read them, but you can literally do that and have your content for a month, or possibly like this would be for the year, and you would do maybe 12 and you do one of those posts a month, or do one of those posts per week and do 52 of them. So then you have a quote for every week. You can do that with each topic that you want to have for your. Okay. All right, I do have the bonus material of KWLS because I don't know that everyone even knows what that is, how to get to.
WLS, yeah, what is that?
So we are going to go to mykw.kw. And this was how you got connected with Keller Williams before Command. Yeah, there you go. No, that one.
What's the URL?
I'll figure it out.
Outrageous.
Okay, good, we're in. Oh, and I don't. It's okay. Okay, so once you're logged in, you'll have to check with Candy or Heather if this is the same login. I have no idea. I've had mine saved in my
It's your
computer
command.
forever. So, okay, perfect. Same login as command, except it's a different website. So it is kw.kw.com. Okay, so then.
My KW.
Oh, yeah, my KW. So then we're gonna go technology. Yep, and then there's KWLS. Okay, so this system was like Keller's little baby a long time ago. And it allowed us, and still does, to edit information before it goes to Realtor.com, Zillow, and those pieces. So it's like a really cool feature of being at Keller Williams. So I would say 5-10 years ago, we're in there. We would put like branded photos, we would change the description. This happened a lot when we were in the downturn in foreclosures and short sales, and we'd have all sorts of information in there. Also, this was a time when listings only allowed for 250 characters. Now they have increased that character amount, so we can put a lot more information in the listing. So I would say it was used probably a lot more previously than in today's world. So we would come in here and we can edit description, photos, all those things. Zillow and then got real smart, so they wipe our pictures clean now, so you can't really do the branded photos like we used to. But if you come in here and you go to, let's just do accepted. We also used to do green sheets in here. Anyone know what Okay, so I don't have any. We're gonna have to log in. So.
I think if you go back to dashboard and then do KW internet, I think that takes you back. Yours.
Okay. Okay, so if you're an agent that actually sells real estate, then you're gonna have stuff in here. So, then you'll have all of your listings. So you can sort them by listing status here. And then you can come over, you click on an MLS number, and it'll open it up. Okay, so now you have the basic listing information that comes directly from the MLS, lots in here. Then if you click on edit, which is at the very bottom. Now we can edit information in here, which includes the description. So this is where I was thinking we could put commission being offered to a buyer's agent. Although I did hear, like I said in the team meeting, that at KW, they made it sound like we might not be able to do that, which I
Because of the other places platform. That.
Yeah, so Yeah, so I can't advise on whether you're allowed to do it or you aren't allowed to do it, but I can tell you how to do it if you choose to do so. So you can change whatever you want. You could delete this whole thing. And you can type in here whatever you want. You can put in your contact information in here. You put whatever you want. That's what we used to do. And then once you're done, you want to click on the box to lock the field. Because what happens is about every 15 to 20 minutes, the MLS feeds into KWLS, or KWLS sucks it out of the MLS. I'm not sure which direction it goes, but it'll override whatever you put in here. So you have to make sure that you lock it. And then the other thing is I was thinking is you can add pictures in here as well. So you could add branded, I don't know if you do a branded picture, but you possibly could add a picture that had some of the commission information on it that might be able to feed. So I guess we'll just have to watch and see what KW says if we're allowed to actually use this the way that I thought we could. But anyway, I figured I'd show everyone how to do it.
We talked about this, so it's interesting that you bring it up today. So if anyone's on the Value Squared training yesterday, they actually talked about KWLS because this is the primary platform that is actually being used in a lot of countries in Europe. And so, so I thought that was interesting to hear that a lot of different countries internationally actually use KWLS as it.
Oh, gotcha. So the other things that are in here, if you scroll down and we click save the bottom. Then over here, this is where you're gonna get to images. So you can reorder the images. Like I said, we used to put branded photos in here, but the technology has advanced on the website, so they wipe them clean for now, so it's not, or at least that's how it was. And then you can add open houses directly in here. Sometimes it's faster to add them in here. We used to do this because it would take a while for it to filter over from the MLS. Virtual tours, you can add a branded virtual tour in here because it is after the MLS. Documents, so again, if you added supplements here, potentially you could use ones that have commission and other information that isn't allowed on MLS. So that's what this is, all about cable. Any questions? Okay, awesome. Well, that's it. That's all we got.
Thank you.
Yeah.